Good afternoon, everybody. This is Bill from Competition Cars. And now we have a very, very special car with a really cool history behind it. This is a 1989 Aston Martin Lagonda. Now, this particular one is a Series 4. And those of you that are watching this video probably already know what this car is. There's 105 of these produced in the Series 4 model. 11 of these came directly from Great Britain. This is one of the 11. Now, what's really interesting, this video is going to basically cover the interior of the car, the trunk, and the history. So what makes this car really special is that Malcolm Forbes bought this car brand new in late 1989, owned it for a couple of years, then sold it to a very high-end collector car dealer. He collects exotic cars, sells exotic cars, and it stayed in his collection until 1990. Well, he bought it in 92 and it stayed in his collection until 2021, where he in turn sold it to my client. Now, those of you that do know these cars, you know they had some issues. It's a really quirky car. They had some issues with the electronic gauge cluster. So if you look here, Miller Motor Company was the selling dealer in 1989. Mr. Forbes drove this car quite a bit new, and the odometer failed at 9,400 miles. So they replaced the odometer. So if you take what's on that sticker and add the 1,500 miles that's on the car now, that's what this car has, with the caveat that it was changed in 1990. Now, one would argue, oh, well, how do we know that's the right miles? Listen, the guy owned the car for less than a year and put those miles on it. Probably did a lot of traveling in it, okay? And if this said 2021 or something, then you might be able to argue that it's not correct. But I'm going with that is the miles that was on the car when the odometer was changed. It was changed in 1990, and it's since had 1,500 miles put on it. You can look at the seats, the dash, the carpet. There's no leather shrinkage. It's got a great dash all the way across. The top of the steering wheel, the edge of the seats, the Alcantara headliner, just everything looks and it smells incredibly awesome in here. It's got that very rich leather, strong leather scent. Those of you that have owned cars like this or owned a car with high-end leather, you know the smell and the scent that I'm talking about. Look at the door panels, all the wood, everything is just screams 11,000 actual miles. There's your production date with your plate and your VIN number. The back of the car. Love the seats with the red piping. It's almost a grayish black leather. It's almost like a heathered look to it. It's a really attractive color combination. Got the dual visors for the rear sunroof. The leather across the back deck, there's no leather shrinkage there. Everything is just really spectacular in this car. I will go back and show you there is a spot on the carpet where there's a split there and there. Just want to disclose that. If I see something, you'll know about it. A lot of buttons on this car. We'll go over all the equipment in the driving video or another separate video. Now back here, here's where all the goodies are. So what we have back here is we've got the original title, the New York title. It's the actual title. It's a canceled New York title where the Forbes Incorporated bought this car new. And if you cross-reference that address, that's Mr. Forbes building, 65th Avenue, New York, New York. So you've got that. You've got a book here about Mr. Forbes, written by Mr. Malcolm Forbes. That goes with the car. Cell phones were new back in the day. If you had a cell phone, you would pass this out, put your cell number on, and gave you a way to contact your new clients or friends or family. Some Lagonda brochures and literature from the factory. There's a New Jersey or New York, or actually New Jersey insurance card registered in New York to Forbes Incorporated. Now this is pretty interesting. You've got your owner's manuals, warranty booklets, service schedules, all that stuff is in there. Original spare. You've got your spare, your jack and tools in behind that pouch right there, which I got some footage of that when you guys see the pictures on Bring a Trailer. This is the original warranty limited warranty card certificate from Miller Motor Company to Forbes, okay? It was delivered in November of '89 and then actually titled early in 1990s when the title got printed. There's an $8,500 receipt from where my client bought it, or just had it serviced rather, I'm sorry, May of 24. There'll be a picture of that in the auction as well, so you can go over what was done. Those are Mr. Forbes license plates from 1989. That is the correct plates that would have been on the car. That also goes with the car. There's a back plate and a front plate. Got the Miller Motor Cars tag bracket. More stuff from Aston Martin. You've got another certificate of ownership. This is the booklet here that has the service vouchers in it. And you can see here that indeed went to Forbes Inc., 65th Avenue, New York, New York. And he had his first couple services done as scheduled, as you can see. So he did some driving. January of '90, already had 4,200 miles on it. So Mr. Forbes, or his driver, whoever it may have been, really put some miles on this car and got good use of it. And then it got sold and has been preserved for the entirety of the rest of its life so far. This is a toolkit that came with the car. Very interesting stuff. Found all this in the trunk of the car. And this was a vehicle description of the second owner, which is the collector car dealer. And it shows 11,000 miles, super rare luxury executive model. It's a time capsule, obviously, finished in dark gray exterior with full Connolly leather, including the headliner, which is the Alcantara. It says that their team brought this car back to life. They spent a lot of time and effort making sure that it was serviced and ready to go. It says it has a 290 horsepower V8. All the service was up to date and all the fluids were changed. And that would have been sometime before 2021 when my client bought it. Again, this is a Series 4. There was 11 of these cars, like I said, I think I mentioned to you, that came from Great Britain. This happens to be one of them. So there's a lot of really cool things about this particular car, in addition to it just being a really unique car in itself. Without it coming from Great Britain, and, without Forbes having been the previous owner. So you add all those stuff, it's just a really unique car, really something cool to collect. I love the color of the interior. It's not black, it's not gray. It has that heathered look. It's really sharp. And you can see the leather across the back deck. There's no shrinkage there. There's no shrinkage across the dash on the windshield area, which was common in a lot of these European cars that had full leather dashes. So you can see this car spent very little time outside. Got your Panasonic cell phone, which would have been an ad. Got your overhead reading lamp. I guess if you're riding, you want to go over your financials. It's just cool stuff. It's got a Sony AM/FM cassette player that would have been installed, probably from the selling dealer. Again, lots of buttons on this car, a lot of stuff to go over on this car, and we'll do all that when we do the driving video. All the carpets look great. Other than that little split on those two little splits on the other side, it's a really stellar interior. So there's the interior and all the goodies in the trunk. We're gonna do an exterior video shortly. But what an awesome car. What a really awesome car with some really neat history behind it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This will be live on Bring a Trailer soon. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section. And we're really looking forward to seeing this car do hopefully a really incredible number, a number that it deserves. So thanks and have a great day, guys.